was awesome to trade with me tomorrow morning. But also means tomorrow's gonna be a moment. Long as fuck.
All right, it is 4:30, time to get started. My name's Amanda. I'm happy to be here with you this afternoon. It's a pretty windy day here in Baltimore. And wind is actually one of the elements or processes that is aligned with the season of spring, as it's all about transitioning from winter to spring. And we're all going through a lot of transitions right now as well, despite what nature is doing outside of our walls. So we're going to start off by playing with the wind inside of us a little bit, our breath, our spirit. So you can take a good seat. Feel free to sit on something. You can sit cross-legged or in hero's pose, as I'm doing here, Virasana. And then bring your hands onto your lap, either palms face down or palms face up, whatever feels more intuitive to you right now. And close your eyes. For a moment, just notice all of the things happening inside of you that you can perceive right now. And take a deep breath into your nose and out through your mouth. Deep breath in. Full exhale. And once more, fill up. Sigh it out through your mouth. And then seal your lips. Breathe in and out through your nose. Let your breath really swell up inside of you, like each inhale is a big gust of wind filling you up. And then slow down your exhale to match the size and the length of your inhale. And really feel how this controlled breath makes you more voluminous, makes you take up more space. Our lungs give us the power to speak. And by giving our lungs space, we can take up more space in the world with our voices, with our hearts. We'll start to layer some imagination, some imagery onto the breath. So as you inhale, imagine that your breath is rising up your back. And the fullness of your exhale dangles over the crown of your head. And then exhale it down your front. And then the complete emptiness hovers right below your seat. And then inhale it back up your back. Let that fullness dangle above you and then loop it around the front as you exhale. And then keep that going. Really feel like there's a golden thread wrapping around you from back to front. And that thread is a meditation on the moment. As you inhale, the fire of your efforts rise up your back. And as you exhale, the grace in water descends in front of you. Every moment you put forth effort, every moment you make yourself available to grace. Just play with that wrap a few more times, just filling yourself up, wrapping yourself up. Mediating the amount of effort to the amount of grace. Maybe today's a day where you want more effort, or maybe it's a day where you've already had enough. And that's okay, you play between those two extremes. And then we're gonna amp it up a little bit. So you're gonna take your thumbs, touch the pad of your pinky finger, and wrap all of your fingers around your thumbs. So you make two fists. And you're gonna start to bounce your fists in between the bottom of your ribs and the top of your thighs or your pubic bone. So now you're getting real you're doing. And then you'll add a breath in and out through your nose, like a Bhastrika breath. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Keep it going, and you can imagine that what you're doing with your fists, what you're doing by bouncing is really pumping up your lungs, making them more capacious so you can participate and be capable, bouncing up and down, breathing in and out. So the in and out is also a meditation and a mediation on how you can find the middle, the balance of how much in and how much out. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Keep it going, keep bouncing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big breath in, arms all the way up, hook your thumbs, hold your breath. Take an extra sniff through your nose, sit through your mouth, bottle it up and feel so full, like full of bubbles inside. And then let it go. And notice how your breath comes back. Observation without intervention. And we'll find one more round of breath work. For this one, a few options for your hands. I'm going to turn around to show you. So you're going to interlace your fingers, open your palms back behind you so your thumbs are right inside of your shoulder blades. If this doesn't feel good for you, you can make a fist bump behind your back, or just put one hand on top of the other, or grab opposite wrists behind your back. So choose whichever of those arm variations works for you. It helps me to lean forward to really get my arms up there. And so now if you could see yourself in a mirror, it looks like you have a coat hanger at the top half. Your two shoulders are holding a nice silky dress, and your head can hook over the pole in your closet. And then you're going to start to beat your arms like you had wings. And start to speed it up so that it's like you're a hummingbird or a little bumblebee, and you're buzzing around outside in search of nectar. And we're going to find that same breath. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Keep it going. Keep trying to match the speed of your breath with the speed of your flutter, the speed of your flapping. And then notice where you're sitting on your seat. Can you tip forward toward your pubic bone? Can you lift your lungs a little higher up, like your hands were a little bar to help you back bend? Keep flapping, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. And then start to beat your arms like a raptor or a bird and slow down the inhales and exhales. In, out, in, out, in, out. So you're really going for height now, trying to get higher, get more altitude, and maybe change your attitude because you get so high up there, you can see everything. You have so many perspectives. In, out, for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. Take a full breath in. Lift your lungs up. Take an extra sniff, extra sip. Hold it up. Lift your lungs up. Use your hands as a support. Have your own back. And then pop your cork, release your breath, and slide your hands down your back. Bring them back around to your lap. And again, feel how you changed yourself. What chemical reactions, neurochemical reactions occurred within you to change your biochemistry, your brain chemistry, your blood chemistry, and ultimately your cellular chemistry. All right, blink your eyes open. You're gonna come off of your seat and just tuck your toes under. And sit on your heels. If this is really ouchy, you can put a block or a pillow between your seat and your heels. And then interlace your fingers to the webbing. Flip your arms all the way up to the sky. Head in line with your arms, ears to biceps, and reach up. And maybe even flick your tail back to a little back bend. So again, you're going for height here. Almost like you were getting a little less weight in your feet. Fighting gravity just a bit by way of your arms reaching up. And one more breath here. And then release your arms all the way behind you, interlock your fingers, and then same thing, open up across your chest, reach your fist down, your lungs up, and by lifting your lungs up, can you make your seat a little lighter on your heels? The wind is one of the nature's teachers of transition. Our lungs are our winds, constantly in transition, in and out, full and empty. And reach your arms all the way back up. And then bring your hands back to the ground, untuck your toes, and this time you're gonna sit back on your heels and lift your knees up. So now we're stretching the tops of the feet a bit. And you can stay like this with your hands down. It might even be mostly in your imagination, your knees lift up. If you want to find a little balance, you can put one or both hands just on top of your knees and then find a back bend there. And then come all the way back down. Tuck your toes and walk your hands back to your feet for a ragdoll. Don't worry about where you are on the mat. We'll all find the same place eventually. Grab your elbows, sway left and right, and feel your feet. Feel the inner and outer edge, the balls of the feet and the heels, and what part of your feet puts forth effort depending on where you are in relationship to gravity. And then if you were swaying, come back to stillness. Switch the elbow that was on top. Bend your knees a little bit more so you have even more contact between your thighs and your chest, your rib cage. And see if you can make the space between your ribs longer. The space between your armpits and elbows longer. Really substantiate through your legs. Then release your hands to the ground. Keep a nice bend in your knees so you can really push your feet down. And as you push your feet down, slowly roll up your spine. Reach your arms all the way to the sky at the top. And exhale your hands to your heart. Right. So if you have someone else in the room with you, you might need them to get out of the way. We're going to start to spin our arms left and right as if you were a tree in a really blustery storm. And your hands and your wrists, they can start to hit you, slap yourself, awaken some of the peripheral energy, some of that surface level energy in your skin. And keep turning your head and really feel the wind crossing over your arms as you spin here. Up to the sky, just like when we were sitting. Push up, but feel your roots. So just like a tree, you have tenacious roots. And because your roots have so much will to be on this planet, to be on this earth, really rise up with less fear, or rise up more courageously. And then gently release your arms down all the way back behind you. Interlock your fingers, lift your chest up. And then this time you'll keep the interlock or hold on to a towel, dish rag, strap, bend your knees. Keep bending your knees, take your booty backwards. So you're almost in a chair pose first. And with the contact between your belly and your thigh, you slowly fold the rest of the way down and relax your head. And feel the support that you're giving yourself. Palm. And one more breath here. And then gently release your hands all the way to the ground. And walk yourself forward and back so you're in a plank pose. And now you have several points of contact, several roots. Growing your roots down through your palms, reach your lungs forward. Growing your roots down through the balls of your feet, lift your in. And one more breath here. And then without changing your measure, press back to down dog and bend your knees. So again, you're in like a chair pose in your down dog. And then from there, look forward and straighten your legs. And then bend your knees back to dog. And inhale, straighten, exhale, bend. You can start to speed that up. If you speed up the movement, speed up your breath to match. Every plank is an inhale, every down dog is an exhale, and your legs become these little pumps. And you can imagine just like that breath work, your legs are pumping your lungs. And by putting weight in the arms, you're strengthening your lungs, strengthening your heart. Because we want them to be both strong and flexible. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Land in your down dog. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. And then look forward, bend. Twice more. Inhale, lengthen. Feel your roots. Exhale, fold. Once more, reach forward with your lungs. Exhale, let it go. Big breath, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. And again, interlock your fingers, flip your palms to the sky. So it's like you're a and make yourself grow taller. And then again, release your arms behind your back. Interlock your fingers, lift your chest. And then start with your knees and your hip crease. The contact as you lift up through the sit bones. And gently release your hands back to the ground. Lengthen your spine. Plant your hands, step it back to plank. Good, holding here and finding that mediation, the rooting through your palms, the lift through the front of your lungs. The root through the balls of your feet, the lift through your inner thighs. The back of your thighs and your lungs. And this time lower all the way to the ground. And on your inhale, really claw into the ground. Pull yourself through to cobra. And on your exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, pull yourself through. Exhale, lower. Once more, pull it through. Exhale, lower. And then you can slide your hands back to the right under your elbows, tuck your toes. Your choice, fire up your belly, tuck your tail toward your heels, lift up to plank or up to table, and then back to down dog, bend your knees. Take 3 deep breaths here and really reach your sit bones up to the sky, like you could sit on the ceiling. Lengthen your spine, give your lungs room to breathe. And we'll look forward and step or float your feet up. Exhale, fold. Big breath, rise up. Exhale, hands to your heart. So we'll move through all that behind you. Interlock again. Inhale, lift your lungs up. And exhale, bend your knees, hinge at your hips, fold over yourself. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. And then release your hands to the ground. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands, plank pose. From your plank pose, lower all the way to your belly. Inhale, pull yourself through to cobra. Exhale, lower it down. Tuck your toes, press back to plank. Back to down dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Look forward, step or float it up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Big breath, rise up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Find your interlock, reach it up. Inhale. Exhale, arms behind your back. Interlock again, lungs up. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, drape your full breath out. Release your hands to the ground. Inhale, lengthen. Plant your hands, plank pose. In front of your plank pose, lower all the way to your belly. Inhale, pull it through for cobra. Exhale, lower it down longer than you started. Tuck your toes, plank or table. Back to down dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Once more, step or float it forward. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Big breath, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to your heart. Interlock, reach up. Exhale, arms behind you. Inhale, open up your lungs. Exhale, bend knees and hips as you fold over. Relax your head, yoke your shoulders up and back. And then release your hands to the ground. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands, plank. From your plank, like a board, lower all the way to the ground. Pull yourself through to cobra, big lungs. Pull yourself down even longer. Tuck your toes, plank or table. Back to downward facing. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Look forward, step or float it up. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold. And stay folded this time. Your fingers, interlock them. So when we interlock the fingers, you have a right hand and a left hand. When you interlock them, it's a third hand. So we've been playing with our third hand, which is your ability to mediate your heart and the world, which is a really important skill to have right now. You're gonna interlock your hands and you're gonna put the lacing, palm face down under your chin. So you have a little table to rest on. And then you'll bend your knees and look forward. So you can see me from the side. Stick your booty out behind you. Reach your chin up so you have a back bend. And if you see from the front, it's like you're a little puppy putting his head on the table, saying, look at me, pat me. And from here, you're going to lead with your chin and rise up to Utkatasana. Keep holding the contact behind your chin. And then straighten your leg. Reach your palms forward. Shift the weight toward the ball of your foot. You can get so long. And then release your hands to the ground. Wrap your arms around your legs and grab opposite elbows behind your legs. And let your head go. And then release your hands to the ground. You're going to step your left foot back. Lower your left knee to the ground and untuck your toes. And then you'll widen your hands to 10 and 2. So they're like training wheels on your bicycle here. Come onto all of your left toenails. So you're still on the top of the foot. And lift your left knee. And then from there, flick your tail up. So you're really in your right lung and in the right hamstring. They're superimposed on each other right now. And lower your left knee to the ground. Look forward. And then exhale, shift your hips back. And you keep the contact of your leg on your torso. And then inhale, rock it forward. And exhale, rock it back. Let's do that once more. Forward. And back. And stay back there. And then same thing, can you flick your tail up? You might need to bend your right knee a little bit. Flick your tail up and back bend over your own thigh. And then lunge forward, but plant your hands, tuck your left toes. You're going to sweep your right leg all the way back behind you to three-legged dog. Even out the weight between your hands. Reach your forehead, your hairline toward your thumbs. So your neck stays long, your armpits stay. Pose and experience. One more breath. And then hug your right knee to your nose. And step your right foot forward. Put your left leg up to the sky. Big breath in. And then step your left foot next to your right foot. And again, interlock your fingers under your chin. Reach your chin forward and stick your booty backwards. And then leading with your lungs and your chin, unfold right at your hip crease so you see the ceiling. And then stand all the way up. Reach your arms all the way up, palms to the sky. And then you'll press rewind. Bend your knees, sit your hips back, reach your palms forward. Find that tabletop position. And then let it go all the way down. Again, you can wrap your arms around your legs, grab your elbows, or you can thread your hands in between the inner leg and grab the front of your shin. Roots of our human trees. So that when the wind blows, we don't have anything to fear. Or even if we have fear, we have courage because we know the roots run deep. And release your hands into the ground. Untuck your toes. Widen your hands. And then find all of your right toenails. Press down through all of your toenails as you lift your right knee. And then flick your tail so you get off of that, or all that weight in that right hip flexor. We lift off it, we become buoyant. Take a few breaths here. Feel the sturdiness in your legs. And then lower your right knee down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, shift it back. Twice more. Inhale forward. Exhale, in Ardha Hanumanasana. And really try to untuck your tail. Move forward into the potential of your lungs by bringing them forward, back bending over your thigh. And then come back forward. Plant your hands, tuck your right toes. Bend your right knee enough so you put weight in your legs. Lift up both of your armpits and lengthen your neck. One more breath here. And then hug your left knee to your nose. Step your left foot forward. Reach your right leg all the way up. And then step your right foot forward. Exhale, fold. All right, this time you're gonna interlock your fingers behind your head. This one's gonna be way harder, but it's your capacity, your hands supporting your vision. So your ability, helping you get where you wanna go. Bend your knees, and now instead of reaching for the chin, you're reaching through the elbows. From your elbows to your sit bones, and you try to find that back bend at your upper back so your lungs pop forward. And then keep leading with your elbows up, 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 up. All the way to chair. Feel it unfold at your hip crease, and then stand all the way up. And reach your arms up to the side, to your calf, or up to your thigh. Hands can stay at your heart. Come to your hips. Or if you feel a foot working for you, seeking, searching down there for the stability to hold you up amidst the storms. And you're gonna bring your hands back to your heart. Take your right foot and cross it over your left foot. Reach your arms up to the sky. Grab your left wrist and reach up and over to the right. And come back to center. Bring your hands to your hips. Keep your legs crossed at the top of your mat. Bend your knees. So your left knee will bend into your right knee and slowly fold all the way down. And you can walk your hands over toward the right. Keep bending your left knee into your right so you open up the left outer hip a bit. And then walk your hands to center. Come onto your tippy toes. And you're gonna spin toward the left, all the way toward the back of your mat until your legs are uncrossed, hips a distance apart. Okay, from there, walk your hands all the way forward to plank pose. And then we'll find side plank on your left hand. You can roll to the left and turn this way to face you. And then if you like, put your right foot in tree pose. Reach your right arm up, reach it over your ear. Or if you want to take it a little further, lift your right knee up and hold on to the knee with your hand. Holding for 3, 2. Good, come back to plank pose, your choice. Chaturanga, lower to your belly, or right back to down dog. And again, you're facing the back of your mat. We'll turn around momentarily. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. You're gonna look forward and step or float your feet up. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Interlock your hands behind your head. Aim your elbows straight for the wall in front of you. Bend your knees and flick your tail. Find the back bend and then unfold right at your hip crease. Lead with your elbow points. Up, 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 up. And then stand all the way up. Reach your arms up. And bring your hands to your heart. And now facing the back of your mat, we'll find tree pose on the right leg. So you can take your left. And look forward, step or float your feet up. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Big breath, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Good balance on your left foot. Bring your right leg into tree pose. At this time, if you'd like, take your right hand onto your right thigh, reach your left arm up, and start a little side bend in your tree. Otherwise, just a normal tree, or maybe you've got some wind blowing through it, and you feel your roots stabilizing. And then from there, we'll come back to center. Same as before, slide your right leg across your left, reach your arms to the sky, grab your left wrist, now really reach up and over, get that length. And come back to center and fold in half. Lift onto your tippy toes. Walk your hands to the left, turn to face the back of your mat. Walk your hands all the way to the back of the mat for plank. Balance on your left arm for side plank. Grab your right knee or come into tree pose. Holding for 3, 2, and 1. Back to down dog. Feel free to take a vinyasa. Okay, look forward and step or float your feet up. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Big breath, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Weight in your left foot. Bring your, weight in your right foot. Bring your left foot to tree. Again, grow your branches. Find your side bend, a tree in the wind. Strong and flexible. Stable and bendable. And then come back to center. Cross your left ankle over your right. Reach your arms up. Grab your right wrist. Reach up and over to the left. Okay, come back to center and fold in half. Lift on your tippy toes. This time walk your hands to the right so you're facing the new old front of your mat. Walk your hands forward in the plank. Side plank on your right. Lift your left knee. Hold the knee, tree pose, or just normal side plank. And then take a vinyasa. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Okay, from your down dog, lift your right leg up and back behind you. And then lunge your right foot in between your hands. You're gonna spin your left heel to the ground. And then hold your ground, like your legs are gonna stay in warrior 2, but walk your arms over toward 10 o'clock so your upper body's in a down dog. So we're really embodying the same actions in the right leg of a tree pose. Okay, and then from here, you can walk your hands in. You're gonna turn your right toes to face the long edge, your left toes to face the long edge, and then bend your left knee. So you're staying upright. It's not skandasana, it's skater pose. And really dig into both feet. And then from there, sit back toward your left foot for full skandasana. You can lift the heel or plant the foot. I like to lift the heel so I can get a rise. Hands can come to your heart, stay on the ground. Maybe you interlock your fingers, reach them up, make a chimney for your energy. And release your hands. Come back to wide-legged fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. Inhale to lengthen. And then exhale, fold in half. Your hands can come in line with your feet. Chaturanga, shoulders distance apart. And then put a bend in your knees so you can shift weight out of your heels. You keep your heels on the ground, but you shift the weight out of them so you can open up the back of your thigh. walk your hands forward, just so they're under your shoulders. Bend your knees, bring your hands to your hips. And then just like we rose up in all those chair poses, keep your knees bent as you rise up and then straighten your legs. All right, so we're gonna bounce the right foot toward your left foot. One more time, come back into tree pose, right foot on your left thigh. And feel free to add any variation here. If you want to do a different thing with your arms, you want to find that interlock behind your back, if you want to blow in the wind, you want to do all of it and really challenge your own balance. Good. And then bring your hands back to your hips. Slide your right foot down to meet your left foot. Reach your arms all the way up, rise to your tippy toes. And then from here, bend your knees, reach your arms forward, and lower all the way to your heels. Okay. Super quiet, lower your knees toward the ground, barely making a sound as they touch. And then hug your thighs back in and up, knees off the ground. And then twice more. Knees down, as quiet as you can. And then slurp your legs back in. Woo! Good, one more, knees down. And then slurp it back in. Good, lower your heels, lift up to chair pose. Bring your hands to your heart and twist your right arm over, your left arm over your right thigh. And inhale back to chair. Rise all the way up. Bring your hands to your heart, hands to your hips. Step your right foot wide. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold in half. Walk your hands over towards your right foot. Lift your right leg up and back behind you, three-legged dog. Feel free from here to flip it over into wild thing. And then come back to downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. And then lift your left leg up to the sky. Lunge your left foot in between your hands. Find the train tracks or the bike pedals that your feet are on. So left and right leg have their own lane so your hips can be steered. And then walk your hands over to 2 o'clock. Legs stay sturdy, holding ground, strong, tenacious roots. So your upper body can be free. Your upper body can be flexible. Your upper body can weather the storm because your legs are holding ground. You walk your hands back in. Turn all your toes back to the long edge. And then bend just your right knee, but stay upright first so we can access this left inner thigh, the back of the right thigh. Try to widen your sit bones. Okay. And then from there, keep going down, Skandasana, bend your right knee more. Feel free to bend this left knee too. Sometimes I actually like to put a block under the left knee so I know it's pointing up. I know the toes are pointing up. And I don't have to worry about it. I can focus on all this freedom in my torso. And release your hands. That's really nice. The liver meridian starts inside your big toenail, and the liver is the organ of spring. You want to stimulate that. You want to interlock your hands much more and really pop open the lungs, the organ of transitions. So know that these poses are beyond what they do for our muscles. They have implications for our organs, and they help them operate more optimally, function more optimally. And that's what it's all about, longevity, a joyful body and a joyful life. And as you're ready, you can release your hands back to the ground, lift halfway. Bring your hands to your hips, put a bend in your knees, and then rise all the way up. From here, left foot to right foot. Left foot up, woo, into tree pose. Got some wind in my living room. And then again, you can do whatever you'd like with your branches. Any ways that you know how to handle. Using your hands is all your skills for handling situations, challenges, your heart, the world, and both. Maybe you move it all around. Good. All right, let's put your left foot down to meet your right foot. Inhale your arms all the way up. Rise to your tippy toes. Bend your knees. Lower your seat onto your heels. And then we'll engage that. It's like a quiet core strength. Using your core, pulling it back as you lower the knees, same time. And then using your core to pull it in. And then pull your core back as you quietly lower the knees and slurp it back in. Okay, once more. Come back to chair. Hands to your heart. Now right arm over your left thigh, twist. Okay, come back to chair. All the way to stand. Bring your hands to your heart, to your hips. Spring your left leg back wide. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And then walk your hands all the way toward your left foot. Plant your hands, sweep your left leg up and back. And then from there, you can stack your hip. Maybe flip it all the way over into Wild Thing. And really open up both collarbones. And then come back to plank pose and back to downward facing. And take a few breaths here in your down dog in this neutral, symmetrical shape. And then we'll lower the knees to the ground and come into tabletop. If you have a block, helpful to put it between your knees. I have it all the way on the ground between my knees, but no worries if you don't. It just gives you a little bit more information. And from your tabletop, reach your left arm all the way up to the sky and see it up there. And then exhale, thread it through, but hover. And inhale, reach it all the way back up. And then exhale, thread it through and hover. Once more, reach it up. And then exhale, thread it all the way through, lay your left arm down. Then lengthen your neck forward and lay your left side of your head down. Your right hand can stay here, helping to open your right collarbone, or you can come onto your sacrum, helping your tail flick up as you turn to your left hip crease as you open the right collarbone, or all the way over your head, and maybe you see up past your own arm. Gently let that go. If you'd like, reach your left arm back up or just meet us back in tabletop. And we'll repeat that on the other side. Reach your right arm up to the sky. Thread it through and hover. Reach it up. And hover. Once more. And then reach it all the way through. Lay the arm down, then lengthen your neck to lay your head down. And maybe your head goes on a block. Your left hand can stay in front of you to open the collarbone. You can come to your sacrum or to your right hip crease. Again, to help open that collarbone and keep your spine long. Don't collapse in on yourself. Give yourself space to live and be. Or the arm over your head. And fill up the full capacity of your lungs. And then come back to table. All right, so again, if you have blocks, you can use one between your feet. And I'm putting it like this between my big toes. Widen your knees to the edges of your mat. If you don't have blocks, don't worry about it. Same pose though. You're gonna sit back. So this is a variation of frog pose. It's very similar to child's pose, but we have the block under here so the hips are lifted to the height of everything else. If you have another block, you can use it under your head or under your sternum and widen your hands. You can see from the video that my spine is pretty neutral. It's being supported in ways that I couldn't hold it this way. So in this frog pose, we're going to find a twist. If you have a block under your sternum, you can move it out the way. You can even use like a pillow or something for your head here. You're going to take your left elbow in front of your right knee, but keep that length of your spine. So the knee and elbow aren't touching. Your elbow is straight out of your shoulder joint. Your head can come on the blocks or in a book even. Stack your right palm on top of your left fist. And then start to twist, but keep both sit bones even. If you're on a block, you keep that pubic bone in the block. And then you revolve around yourself. Breathe all the way up into the top of your lungs. And then we'll find that on the other side. You can unwind yourself. You'll take your right elbow right out of your right shoulder socket in front of your left knee. Lay your right side on something, right side of your head on something. Wrap your left palm around your right fist and then keep your spine long as if you could bring your chest toward your hands, but not your hands toward your chest. So you're really trying to fill up your lungs. Almost find a back bend within this forward bend, within this twist. So it's really doing everything. You're folding, back bending, side bending, twisting. It's got it all. And breathing. See if there's a space inside your lungs you can bring more air. A space you didn't know could breathe. One more breath. And then let that go. And take a moment in child's pose. Feel free to move all those blocks out of the way. Whatever child's pose you like. And then roll up. You're going to come onto your back and essentially find the same shape on your back. Happy baby pose or a hug. So your hug is like your child's pose. Happy baby pose is a even deeper version of that frog, opening up the back of the thigh. And then release your legs all the way onto the ground. And for a moment, shake your feet in and out, in and out, in and out, so the whole leg, your tenacious roots, are rolling in and out, so fast it feels like someone else is doing it too, that you're not even in control. So keep it going for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Let it go. Take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Deep breath in. Inside. Once more. And then let go of conscious control of your breath. Let it move in and out naturally. Your whole body can become heavy and soft. So all that effort of our practice is mediated by the grace in these next few moments. This reception, surrender, opening. Please feel free to stay in Shavasana here for as long as you'd like or as long as you can. I'm going to go ahead and end this live stream, but I want to take a moment to offer gratitude to you for your space and your time. It's a pleasure practicing with you this afternoon. Namaste.